Let me say, first of all, that I'm very deeply grateful to my good friend Dick Gephardt. I couldn't help but, when my side maybe overreacted to your statement ending 40 years of Democratic rule, that I couldn't help but look over at Bob Michael, who has often been up here and who knows that everything Dick said was true, that this is difficult and painful to lose, and on my side of the aisle we have, for 20 elections, been on the losing side. And yet there is something so wonderful about the process by which a free people decides things, that in my own case I lost 2 elections, and with the good help of my friend Vic Fazio came close to losing 2 others. And I'm sorry, guys, it just didn't quite work out. And yet I can tell you that every time when the polls closed and I waited for the votes to come in, I felt good, because win or lose, we've been part of this process. In a little while, I'm going to ask the Dean of the House, John Dingell, to swear me in, to insist on the bipartisan nature of the way in which we together work in this House. John's father was one of the great stalwarts of the New Deal, a man who, as an FDR Democrat, created modern America. And I think that John and his father represent a tradition that we all have to recognize and respect, and recognize that the America we are now going to try to lead grew from that tradition and is part of that great heritage. I also want to take just a moment to thank Speaker Foley, who was extraordinarily generous, both in his public utterances and everything that he and Mrs. Foley did to help Marianne and me and to help our staff make the transition. I think that he worked very hard to reestablish the dignity of the House, and I think that we can all be proud of the reputation that he takes and of the spirit with which he led the speakership. And our best wishes go to Speaker and Mrs. Foley. I also want to thank the various House officers who have been just extraordinary. And I want to say, for the public record, that faced with a result none of them wanted, in a situation I suspect none of them expected, that within 48 hours, every officer of this House reacted as a patriot, worked overtime, bent over backwards, and in every way helped us. And I am very grateful, and this House, I think, owes a debt of gratitude to every officer that the Democrats elected 2 years ago. Thank you.